Welcome to the coach's desk with host Coach Minze. Yes, my people, welcome, 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 welcome. All right, thank you for tuning in. Another day, another time on our show. Yes, really appreciate you, coach's desk family out there. Yes, people. So, as you see in the title, Cory Burke and the law. JFF camp ordered to be shut down by the government of Jamaica. So, some great things happening, some big things happening. And of course, yeah, people, yeah, people. Sorry about that break in transmission. Welcome to Coach Thomas joining us again. Yeah, man. Coach, welcome
Yeah,
to the show
what's
again.
up?
Yeah, man. We're here
Yeah,
doing
man,
well.
welcome. How are you doing? Thank
Giving,
you for having me again.
yeah, man. We're giving thanks as always. So, as the title suggests, Cory Burke and the law. You know, he had a run-in with the law, as well as JFF ordered to close out that training camp because, from
Mm-hmm.
understanding, it was not sanctioned. So they had to go ahead and shut down that camp. But before we get any further, we just want to say thanks to the persons who are actually on now. Pick up yourselves. And thank you always for tuning into the coach's desk. And as we move forward, we just want to quickly go through this live today. We don't intend to stay long, but we want to discuss these matters. So, Coach Thomas.
Yes, boy, I am just still a bit. Um, I'm kind of recovering from the game a while ago. Really sorry about this, but I honestly wish I was probably I wish I had something to say to a couple of people on the part this evening. Honestly speaking, I am, including Ole, because
Yeah, definitely.
I think we're just conceding. We keep on conceding some weird goals at some weird times, and I'm thinking that just some simple organization in terms of different areas of the pitch, decision making, them little stuff. We should not be falling prey to those. Some simple plays I think we're falling prey to. And that are some of our season thus far. But nevertheless, we saw. Well, let me not stray from the topic, anyways. I mean, that's
Come on, go
Manchester.
ahead, man. Share your views. We're waiting on some more people to come on so we
Okay,
can
okay,
talk about the
okay.
game before we get into the matter.
I
Yeah,
mean, I mean, the infringement that was committed, that led to the free kick. I mean, on God's earth, Wan-Bissaka got the ball like let's say 50 odd seconds on the clock. Why are you rushing? Where are you going with the ball? Where are you rushing to? You know, why you they play the entire game, most of the game, keeping possession, slowly building up the play from in their half of the field. You know, you did that consistently for like 90 minutes or 80 odd minutes. A minute and 10 seconds to go or 50 seconds to go. Why are you rushing forward with the ball? Where are you going? It's 3-2. And the game would have been Man U dominated the game. But Everton sat back and then countered well when they got into like the transition from their lower middle half to the attacking third. They put together some combination passes and they really look good in spurts, I think. So I thought Man U could have managed the game a little bit, not even a little bit better, a whole lot better. I mean, 94 minutes on the clock, 93 plus. I mean, the foul, the infringement, why? And then the line was drawn. When the line was drawn, the ball was played over diagonally. Where are my two centre backs? How on God's earth do you find Calvert-Lewin being free inside your 18-yard box with 94 minutes plus when you're playing 4 at a time? You know, so those are some of the things that I mean, one of the goals Man U conceded again. Bruno was standing on top of like on top of the 18. James was probably about 7 or 6 yards from him. So he reacted late, and I would have seen this play in another game where Man U conceded same. It was identical, and he was right there. So I mean, there are questions that I think we need to ask our coach or ask Ole. But nevertheless, I thought they played well in parts.
It was a good game.
The second half, though, no. Anybody that is involved in coaching or would have been involved in football for a long period would know that when you're playing against a team like Everton, a team that has quality, they have been playing good football all season. Being too loved down, they are not going to take that. Coming back and again, the coach, take the coach. Angelotti is no joke coach, Bridget. Any good coach or any coach would know that the first 10, 5, 15 minutes of any resumption of a game, as it relates to the second half,
critical.
Teams are going to push numbers forward. And Everton saw that Wan-Bissaka was going forward a lot. What they started doing in the first 3 or 5, 7 minutes of the second half, they started playing the ball behind. And these guys took like forever to realize that, hey, they are pushing numbers forward. We probably need to sit a little bit deep, ensure that we block up the spaces, ensure that we stay compact inside midfield. But we weren't doing that, and we kind of took it for granted. By the time we woke up, it was like 2-2. So there are things. Well, a good game, yes. Man U showed a lot of class. You know, I like what I saw today from Bruno in some parts. Pogba showed loads of quality before he left. Even though I think Pogba hold on to the football. When he's playing deep, he spends, I think, too much time sometimes with the ball at his feet.
Yeah,
But Bruno,
something different there.
Right. Bruno, I think showed loads of quality. Rashford was good. I was really impressed with Greenwood. Really impressed.
Very much so.
I think
But
Greenwood.
one problem I have with those youngsters up front, though, coach, is that they tend to hold on a lot to the ball when they can make simple passes to flip the ball to another player. I think they hold on to the ball too much. In that sense, I believe that they want the individual glory and not thinking about the team. So that is also an issue with our front men, because if we try to make the passes, the crucial and critical passes to the player that is open, then definitely we probably would have scored more goals. But the quick thinking of the youngsters is not forthcoming, and I see that with Rashford, I see it with Marshall at times, and now Greenwood. even though he had an excellent game, that is a grade down for me when it comes on to his decision in the final pass of his game.
While I will knock Marshall and people like um, Rashford a little bit hard as it relates to
Mm-hmm.
that, because I've seen a couple examples today where he got behind and could have played early and never did, and people like Cavani, I think Bruno was in probably a good position one of the times, and he never received the ball because the ball never came. Um, Greenwood is still a little bit young, still a little bit raw. It will take him some amount of time to really hone his skills as it relates to his tactical decisions. As you can see, technically, I think he's good. All right, uses the ball, you know, at speed very, very well. But is the experience on the pitch playing for 90 minutes? I'm happy that he would have gotten to back 90 minutes. So this will do I think a world of good for him going forward. But I'm expecting people like Rashford and Marshall to really, I mean, release a little bit quicker. You see, it comes down to the coaching staff at times. It comes down to them in terms of showing, telling, finding creative ways to get your playing philosophies across to the different players and have them understand. You know, we have Cavani inside the box. Come on, we need to get the ball there as much as possible. You're on mute, Kevin. You're mute.
Yeah, man. When Cavani is on the field, those balls have to be whipped in,
Right.
and that is what is not happening.
Right.
More,
So
more often than others. But I
yeah, we
mean,
start.
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. With Wan Bissaka and Luke Shaw, their game have stepped up where the crosses are concerned, because I guess the coach probably would have recognized the quality of Cavani in that section.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but it is not happening quite often, and that is the issue where I am having with some of the plays where Cavani is in the box and he's not getting too much of the ball. Other persons might have something different to say, but I mean, that's just my opinion on the matter.
I mean, Cavani
Yeah.
is playing. Not Cavani. Wan-Bissaka, both wing backs. I think they're having the season of their life as it relates to, they're extremely fit. Defensively, they are good, and I think there's an equal balance as it relates to their offensive abilities. Wan-Bissaka have been delivering some awesome crosses. Luke Shaw has been doing the same, but he's really level-headed, and he's showing
Maturity.
loads of maturity. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
loads of maturity. For that, I must commend both of them. I'm somewhat still disgruntled um with Maguire though. I think Maguire
Yeah, man. I mean,
as a leader, as my centre half, I should be able to trust you. And if you are going to make those mistakes, if you are going to have issues with your judgment and your decisions, I want centre backs that will take charge and take control of my 18-yard box. You can't be joking and messing around with the ball and then expect referee to bail you out. Come on, man, you're joking, man. You
true,
know,
true.
yeah, really, really joking. I think the change Ole made right there. I am. What I would love to ask Ole is, as coaches, we get knocked sometimes unfairly, and I'm going to say unfairly because not every time we make some decisions they work, and coaching to a large extent is gambling, if you ask me, because sometimes you make some decisions and they work, another time you make them and they don't work, and people oftentimes they knock you. But why can't we sometimes get Bruno off the field? You're leading 3-2. How much of a defensive help is Bruno to you? You're leading 3-2, 85 minutes. How much? So those are some of the things I'd love him to.
And that's the weakness of our coach.
Yeah, go ahead. Give it.
That's the weakness of our coach there in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't think he has a tactical oomph where he's able to make a decision like what you're talking about that will help the team. He's unable to do that, and that his tactical abilities really um, costing us some critical points from time to time. But I mean, it it ended in a draw. We're still happy for the point. We should have gotten three, but one is better than none. We could have lost the game because Richarlison and Calvert Lewin got two other chances that they didn't put away. So I mean, many things could have happened in this game. So we have to just take our licks, regroup,
But let me
and
point out.
next game.
Let me point out something again, and this is where I will always place loads of pressure on Maguire. You are leading 2-0, 45th, 46 minute, seconds to go before the first half ended. You're leading. You're up 2-0. A high back line with seconds to go. Calvert Lewin would have pulled wide. Why are you staying high? Why are you staying side and side with him? How you allow Calvert to get away? Why? And we would have seen this in previous games where we conceded like this. Just the same, they were I think more to the left side of defense. The striker pulled to the right side. The ball was played over, and then they were caught in no man's land. And my centre backs would have to be more accountable. But as you said earlier, a point, you're getting a point, but getting a point at home. If you're going to gun for the title, you're expected to get 3 points at home.
To take those points.
But you want to be grateful just the same. But we could and we should have really won the game today.
But
I will stick by.
in truth and in fact, though, no, coach, to me, I believe that this team has overachieved to be where they're at. So we still have to be thankful for the position that they find themselves in. The coach is not the best tactically. So whatever decision he makes, sometimes he makes some rash decision because I don't believe that Tanzabi fellow should have come onto the field. So I mean, it's just tough that he would have made that decision.
Getting the opportunity. Get
Bruno Fernandes.
Get Bruno off the field. Get Bruno off the field and get if you need to get Matic inside, then get Matic inside.
Exactly. Which is a very intelligent player.
Push Fred a little bit higher. Right, get him inside there because you would have had some height for let's say the last free kick probably then if the game was to go same way. But get him inside. So you could have boxed up now. You could have gone to a box midfield with McTominay and Matic side and side for the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes of the game. You would have gotten more coverage because they would have been able to protect the back four a little bit more, or for some more protection.
Precisely.
But
I mean, finish your statement.
Yeah, man. But all in all, a point, fine. But I saw loads of positives coming from the game today. Loads of positives. And this is a far better Manchester United team that started the season. Far, far better team. And they are playing better. So you still want to commend them, yes, but we should be doing better. But in football, the quicker you can get in a competition of this nature, the quicker you can get these results behind you and start refocusing and getting ready for the next game, better it is for you. All right?
Yeah, that's true.
Let's move the backroom staff is. And they have been doing it. They have been able to come back from losing the loss against Sheffield and then they turn up last week with a far better performance, scoring 9 goals. So it is kind of the season being consistent with Man U, if you ask me, with them being up and down sometimes, But tough luck, one of them things.
Yeah. And when you look at it also, 12 goals in 2 games, that is also a positive that we can take away from that. But they would have let in 3. So I
Right,
mean,
right, right.
that's another twist to the
But before we leave, before we leave Manu, I have a genuine issue with that here. When it gets tight with the here doesn't use his hand let me put it this way: dive, fall for the ball. He would never ever do that. He's always using his legs. So today Calvert got ahead. Calvert was probably, it was more of a 70-30 ball there about. But I'm saying, why not dive
put
forward?
pressure on the forward.
But why not try that?
Yeah, put
Huh?
pressure on the forward. I think he should have put more pressure
Why
on the
not?
forward rather than trying to make himself big.
He always uses his legs when it gets tight. But dive on the ball. Why not? But yeah, tough luck. One
All
of them
right,
things.
let's move on. Some updates on what transpired today as well. In
Uh-huh.
Bundesliga, the player that we spoke about the last time were on Demari Gray. He scored
Uh,
for Bayer Leverkusen.
Leverkusen.
Leon Bailey also scored. Norman Campbell scored as well in Serbia. So the Jamaicans have been doing extremely well in the
Right.
leagues that they are in. So I am happy that they are playing football and they are also on the better end of each game, because that game for Leon Bailey and Demari ended in a win for them over Stuttgart. So big
Nice,
things
nice.
there for these players. No,
And Khadija Shaw scored earlier this week as well.
yes, Khadija Shaw. How can we leave out Khadija Shaw? One of the top female footballers in Jamaica. She is doing pretty well. She has
That,
been linked to a number of big name teams, several
that,
big name teams like a
that cutting you,
Manu
that
and so
cutting you,
on.
that cutting you, Kevin, but top female footballer in the world.
Certainly, I agree.
Right,
I
right,
agree.
right,
I agree.
right.
So, let us soon get to the comments. Persons in the comments. I'm just viewing some of them. Welcome to the show. We were just doing a little prelude with Manchester United game, and we're actually waiting on some more of you to come on. Now that we see that you're on, we're going to get into the meat of the matter. So, before we talk about Cory Burke, coach, there was a situation where a camp was actually being held by the JFF.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Approximately 40 players were on that camp. Incidentally, 2 of those players actually came down with the COVID-19 virus. You know what I mean? And that came out in the media. And from investigation, the health authorities and the Minister of Sports um, said that they did not authorize that camp. And the purpose of this camp was actually to keep the local base players fit, because that is one of the
Uh-huh.
key components that they need to work on at this time, because no football is being played locally. But I mean,
Right.
they got word of what is happening. They actually they wrote to the JFF telling them that this camp needs to stop immediately. And a matter of
Uh-huh.
fact, these persons, the Minister of Health, the Minister of Sports, they're asking none of the players to leave the base. So they have to stay in quarantine. They have to do the necessary to ensure that they don't go back into society and spread this virus. I somehow thought that this thing was authorized by the ministry. Now to hear that it isn't. Is this another breach by the JFF?
Not necessarily. Based on my checks, the request was made. The request was made. All
Okay.
right. Yeah, man. I think that it is not as serious as it is made out to be.
Okay.
Both parties have been in dialogue. It is nowhere near no cat and dog issue. Um, it's just what they have done is because of the announcement that was
Mm-hmm.
made earlier this week.
Yes.
One of the criteria is to have all sporting bodies
Right.
making requests
Mm-hmm.
before or prior to staging of any camps or training.
Right.
No, because this was not done it was done on the JFF spot, but then they never received, let's say, probably a written communication or probably verbally to say, hey, you guys can go ahead. But they made the request, in all fairness to them. Because
Okay.
take it, even the Premier League clubs, they would need, even though they would have been in training, to apply formally to the Ministry of Health and also sports before they can continue training into next week. So it is right across the board. And as I said before, both parties have been in dialogue. There's no hot water there based on what I'm getting, all the feedbacks I'm getting. So I think they will be back in training as early as Tuesday.
Right. Because
Right, they're back in training.
in there was a letter that was written, and
Mm,
the minister said in the letter to the JFF president that we are now in receipt of the application for hosting the training camp to commence tomorrow, which would have been
right.
February 6th. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The letter was dated February 4. And what she's saying is that please note that the training cannot commence without the approval of the Director General, Office of the Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, that's ODPEM,
Right.
the Ministry of Health and Wellness advising that there is no breach and it is safe to resume. So it has been ordered to stop, but upon receiving the letter, necessary checks are going to be done for the resumption of that camp. And I believe this
So
is due to the fact that the COVID was actually in that premises.
so what they're doing, and again, now fairness to both bodies, they are
Mm-hmm.
basically dotting all the i's and crossing all the t's, because
Right.
I think yesterday we would have seen like 300 and odd cases. So there's no joke. COVID is like on the rise, and so they are putting strong and stringent measures in place to avoid any breakouts. And the mere fact that they came forward this week and they said to the nation, we are going to reopen sports. That's a
Yes.
plus. So kudos to them. They have been doing some work, and I'm thinking that all the bodies that are involved in sports should take some art from this. I personally don't think there should be any hard feelings here, but we should just get with the protocols, get ourselves organized, and for me, it only argues well going forward for sports, because I'm like seriously waiting. Can't wait for the resumption.
Definitely, I am waiting. We also understand that some track and field meet would be starting next weekend. So I would assume that these persons would have gotten permission, or they would have
Definitely.
written their letter. So permission would have been given. And I mean, things are in place because there's actually a 9 meet projected for the remainder of the season where champs is concerned. They want to ensure that these students get runs before they actually go to champs so that they can qualify as well. So things are happening, and I'm ready and raring to go for this thing to
But
kickstart.
I'm, I'm just still um right.
Say that again.
No, I'm just still a little bit, concerned because um the rate at which this thing is going, and then I'm just worried about our people. Our people sometimes are not some of the most disciplined ones they can find. But
Certainly.
the government have been doing their part in terms of getting back sports up and running. Might be a little bit late, might be a little bit behind, but I'm happy to hear the announcement that was made this week. Really, really happy to hear that. So,
Yeah, man. It is something to look forward to
mhm,
for because things have been done for so long, almost a year,
right.
um, about 11 months now. So,
Mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
it's a good look to know that things are going to be in progress going forward. So, coach, let's just look at some of the comments in the comment section. Big up to everyone in the comment section. Thanks for tuning in. We have a lot of persons on. Of course, I have to big up the female that is always here, always in tune, always watching. Paula Donaldson. Big up yourself, Paula. Thank you very much for always stopping by on the coach's desk. So, Terry Thompson said, Maguire now worth 80 million. Hold on on the ball too long. Yeah, that's when we were talking about Manchester United, of course. And he continued by saying that Ole now rough up the team. I guess that's his persona. Cashew Red. If Everton had a keeper that was good on the ball, United lose. And he continued by saying, Bruno, a savior team coach. No good. And the reggae singer is also online. Sando. I am Sando. For persons who don't know, I am Sando is a reggae artist. If you're interested in reggae music, you can go over to I am Sando YouTube page and check him out. All right, David Nicholson said, Ivan Tony is brilliant. You know that baller coach? We
Yeah,
need,
yeah, I do.
we need to secure him now. He has like about 22 goals in 27 games with 7 assists. Is
Get
the highest rated player in the league right now and is 7 away from the all-time record with 20 games left. And the man who holds the record is one of the leading goal scorers in the UEFA qualifiers. So Ivan Tony is doing big things. Thanks for that update, David. Really appreciate it. Yes, he has indicated interest and is very good friends. Who is that? Who has indicated interest and is very good friends with Aaron's? Oh, that's Tony. And he's
right.
good friends with Rolando Aaron's, who has committed as well. So definitely, I think Tony is close, but we're still keeping our fingers crossed. Hoping that he commits to the program. All right. Uh Ajamu Palmer. Andre Onanan banned 12 months for doping. Why? Does the jug make reactions and focus sharper? Once the jug is on the ban list, it doesn't matter what it does. It should not be found in an athlete system. Full stop. All right, Kevin Reed, big up yourself. Um, Sound Beast official said our title hopes are dying slowly. No Pogba, no party. So what do you say about that that lad coach Ivan Tony?
Well, contact was made. Contact was made by Jamaica's side. The contact was made. He's interested. He's very, very exciting. Very, very tricky. He has an eye for goal. I am just hoping that he will finally make. I think everything is basically in the final stages now. But what I'm worried about is all of a sudden, what if England make an offer out of the blues just to try and redirect the ship or redirect the direction of things, what will happen? So I think the quicker we move, the earlier we can get to him. I think that would have been done already. Sit him down. I think people like Leon Bailey and the rest of senior players, Shamar and all of them, Blake and all of them, should have a part in this as well. Player to player as well. But if he comes, it is going to be a good addition to the squad.
Very good addition. Very good addition. Yes, David Nicholson. Roof has committed. Roof, I think would have that's Kemar Roof. He plays for Rangers, scored a whole lot of goals over there in the Scottish League. Rangers is leading. They have not lost a game from the last time I checked, with former Liverpool man, midfield man, Steven Gerrard at the helm, coaching them. So Kemar Roof, he has committed, and I believe that he has gotten his passport. So he's just waiting for games to go ahead. So
Redman. Redman. What's the latest on Redman?
Redman has not committed as yet. I'm not certain. The last time Marlon King was on, he made a lot of mention of him, and we asked him the question. We have not heard anything of that situation right now. We'd have to check it out to see what is happening. But he's a good lad as well. So, but the more persons we show interest in, the more the door is closed for the local base players. So I mean, it is going to be tricky. And one Nicholas, hold on, coach. Nicholson, JA, that's David, is saying that yes, I remember. Devon Porter, the big recruiter. We have to big up Devon Porter. He's one of the persons in the diaspora who has been putting things together, making contacts with some of these players to ensure that they get an opportunity to play international football. So big up to Devon Porter. He did say in one of the last live, the same time we had Marlon King, that there's a 90% chance that we get Redman to commit. So, again, keeping the fingers crossed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, go ahead, coach. What you were saying?
I do love the fact that we are having all this interest generated by the players overseas, but I'm just really a little bit concerned that at the end of the day, we don't get carried away and then take more than we can really manage. And then we start to create uncertainty in the camp and people not getting enough playing time, and it can create problem. So for me is look and see where as it relates to the areas in which we need these players and recruit wisely. I don't support over recruiting.
Yeah, man, and you
because
did say
there
that.
are one and two negatives. As I said it I think sometime in the week. There are one and two negatives that goes with that. So I want quality, because these guys who are probably showing interest, or that we have an interest in, they will bring experience. They will bring loads of qualities. They have been playing at a far higher level than some of our players. So it's important to have them. Nothing is wrong with that. But it's a process that we must manage properly. We must manage it good.
Yes.
Because you wouldn't want to recruit, let's say, 6 of the same, 4 of the same, 5 of the same. So we must be careful. Area needed help, area needed support. Who do we go for? We must be careful with that. All right?
Yes, I agree with your coach, because we can't just really go out on a whole scale recruiting like that, a wide scale recruiting rather. So I mean, we need to put things into perspective. I think you had mentioned that also, if we don't qualify for the World Cup, what would become of these players? Would they still be interested in playing for Jamaica? So I mean, But the competition is always tough. Because that player Ivan Toney, Southgate is watching him. And let me tell you something, coach, and viewers out there. Southgate knows what is happening with the recruiting. He is quite aware of what is happening. So let us not try to fool ourselves. And again, he has done it in the past. He gave players international call-ups just for them not to play for Jamaica. So just want to get that clear. Very clear. All right. So I mean, he's watching Toney, and I mean, England has a lot of those players, those wide players that are currently in the team as well. We seem to be calling a whole lot of those, be interested in a whole lot of those players as well. So I really agree with that point that you make. You don't want a wholesale recruiting, and then you're gonna have infighting who to play, when to play, and then the management staff won't be able to manage these players the right way. So I agree with you. Because the last World Cup that we went, we actually got a few overseas based players, but we got persons in critical areas, critical positions that were lacking in the team. So in my estimation, we need cover up in the central midfield area. So Isaac Aiden would be a good addition. We also need cover in the central defensive area. So we got Liam Moore. Others have shown interest, but we have gotten Liam Moore. We were interested in a Mason Holgate. I don't know where that one is going. And we need we need a clinical man up front. So I mean, like about 3 to 4 players would be good in my estimation.
I think we're going to need more, because everything is the schedule is really tight, really tight.
Yeah,
And
yes.
so I think, yeah, man, you're going to need more. You're going to need more. All right, because you want to be rotating your squad, and
Rotating
you want,
players,
when you
right?
rotate your squad, you can stop like So I think we need more. So if we can get probably, let's say, 8 or 10 quality players, we should be okay. Because rotation is going to be key, especially when the World Cup qualifiers start. Rotation is going to be key because the games are really close.
Close, quick, and fast. So we're gonna need players.
Right.
All right. So Cory Burke situation, but before we get into Cory Burke
Mm-hmm.
situation, let me hear what some of the persons watching saying in the comment section. All right, we said that Southgate is watching Toney. Crash Bang said, man, you need 2 central defender with pace. Maguire too slow. I agree. If Toney get 1 Jamie Vardy season in the Prem, the English FA gonna be in his ear. Yes, I agree. I say championship and up we should recruit. Nicholson, need in terms of what? What our aspirations? Don't understand that. I guess he's talking about why do we need the players. Sound B said the national team only need 2 good holding mid and we're good. We need that, but I still think that we need more players. Sound B's. Richard Green said Toney and Aiden and we're good. See, that is somebody with two different names. Decollard, JFF camp ordered shutdown, so I will go down why them are closed. Persons caught the coronavirus, 2 players, and paperworks are been redone to get the orders that they can resume. So it's nothing really serious. Kevin Reed said we just need Aiden. Ray Baba, everybody needs central defense now. Nada. What Ray Baba is saying. All right, David is saying that Tony, Aiden, Moore, and Aaron, that is it. Think we need more based on what coach said and based on the schedule. Southgate rise up the tall thing, LOL. Remember, Southgate took Calvin Phillips from us too, yes? Yeah, man, Southgate is very au fait to what is going on, and he's watching the thing. Him watch what go on, man. They call out to Jamaica full of baller like Brazil, true. 10 overseas-based players, I think that is too much. Somebody is saying that's DS Electronics Limited. Garvin Watson saying the national team needs 6 players minimum. We have more Roof, Aaron's Gray. We just need Aiden and 1 more piece. All right, everybody is putting in their few cents.
But Kevin, let me just. I mean,
last comment. JFF right. Can shut down because Potty Shop have to close. Not really, Bravo, not really. They have to follow a protocol. An order was sent out yesterday, a press release of all the things that need to be done in order for something like that to be ratified. So they have to follow due process. Go ahead, Coach.
Let me show you something, Kevin, and viewers. Let's say you get 2 or 3 or 4 overseas players. Remember now, registration or your squad, there's a cutoff time to submit your squad. All right? Your first game, 2 of those players get injured. You are now left with only 2 overseas players in it. Or red card. What do you do? So I think you need cushion and you need more qualities, because if you look at the team now, we need help in the wide areas. And based on Tapa's system, the wide players are his go-to players. And of course, we also need to think of something.
Coach, you're breaking up. All right, Coach seems to be having a problem with the internet there, because I'm not hearing him clearly. But what he's essentially saying is that when you look at this type of system that Tapa has, then you need wide players as well as. Are you hearing me? If you're hearing me, thumbs up. Are you hearing me? All right, so what the coach was saying, like I was saying, it's a type of system that Tapa has. He needs wide players. So, Coach, you back?
Yeah, man, I'm back.
All right, yeah, the persons weren't hearing what you were saying. We had a little challenge deciphering what you were saying. Could you go ahead again? All right, we're still having an issue with that connection. But he was saying that Whitmore's system, because of how his system is, he needs wide players, speedy wide players. And coach said, because you don't want to have 4 players and a man got injury, yellow card out or a red card out. I mean, it's going to be difficult just to have 4 players on the radar and select 4 players. So that's why so many persons have been linked to the Reggae Boys, because you need what you call insurance. You can't just go with, like a relay team. You can't go with the dead 4 people, you know. You have to have, if everybody make the 100-meter final, you probably have to carry 6, because it is important that you have insurance. What if somebody is hurt? And that's why these things are put in place. so that things can be sorted out where injuries, too many yellow cards are concerned, as well as red card.
You hear me?
Yes, coach.
Yeah, man. So just some connection issues.
It's back now. All right. As coach get ready, Garvin Watson, you can link me on IG, coach's desk. Just see it's running down below across the screen. You can link me on that, and we have a talk on that. There are two Grays. You have Andre Gray and you have Demari Gray. So those are the two Grays that we're talking about. David said, I've been tracking him this season, and he has 1 goal in 15 games, one of the lowest rated players overall in the championship per SOFA score. Who is that, David? Is that Gray? Is that Andre Gray you're talking about, David Nicholson? Gray is in poor vein of form. Roof would be my main striker. Yep, they need 22 solid players. Yes, Decolard. So that is the issue. So, okay, Gray. Okay, yeah, man. But I mean, you see, sometimes though, I agree with you, but oftentimes some of these challenges are not brought over into international games. Because if you look at Pogba, he has been having a poor run of form for Manchester United since the start of the season. And when he goes to international duty for France, he has a stellar performance. So sometimes playing for the national team, you have some baller, club baller. I want to call a name, but I'm not calling that name. And you have some ballers that are international ballers. So, and mind you, players go through bad patches. Players go through situation where they are having poor run of forms. So you have to give and take for them. Yes, Demari Gray and Leon Bailey scored today, Deco. So, coach, you're back?
Yeah, man, back now. Good.
All right. Continue with what you were saying.
Where is I again? Which topic we're on again?
Why we need the players because of the system that Whitmore plays.
Yeah, man. So the areas in which we are having problems, I think 3 areas. Centre back pairing. We need coverage. We need more wing backs. We need at least 2 more wing backs. We need wide players, both left and right side. All right, we need additional wide players. And of course, we need some more strikers. And of course, the holding area. So if you ask me, that's the entire team. But we ought to be careful because having too little can be a problem. Cards, injuries, all them stuff can cause serious problem. What if you have 4 local overseas players and God forbid you lose 2 in a match or in training or something happen to one and can't play? So I was making the point earlier that you need more than 4 or just 2. So I think between 8 would be, I think going forward would be a good number to have to cover all these areas.
Why not round it off to 10?
Can be probably a little bit too much, but remember there's a squad in place already, and why not 10? Go ahead with 10, make it more competitive, so then it puts pressure on everybody to perform, so everybody would not have to fight for the game. So that there can be, or there should be positives coming from probably more, but less persons probably feel that we must play and oh yeah man, that man they can't play over me man, you're crazy. But when you have persons who are playing in championship, persons who are playing in Scotland and playing in other parts of the world, hey look here now, two striker coming in or three striker there you know, Tony coming in, so you can imagine the other strikers. They'd have to get their game up. So it can work. It can work this way. So 10, I don't think it should be a problem.
And coach, you know why we need these players? You see a Mexico, you see a United States, they have quality players that are
Right.
playing with trade all over the world right now. So we need quality in our team. You know what I mean? It is important that we get the quality.
And Kevin, if it should be looked at this way as well, this will now force our locally bred players to see that they need to work harder, because the standard now to make the national team is going to be raised. So if the standard is raised by having additional qualities coming in, then I'm thinking that the local players and clubs and everybody would now see the need to have their locally bred players working much harder, being far more disciplined as it relates to lifestyle, nutrition, training, and all of that. So having 10, 12, 8 players coming to join, I think it will do more good for the program than bad. But you still want to recruit wisely. So you don't need to go there and get 7 strikers out of 10. But have a balance. That's all I'm saying.
And I certainly agree with your coach. Balance is needed. All right, so let us touch on the Cory Burke saga. We understand that the baller has been charged for assaulting a constable and he was ordered to appear in court. So we're not sure of the finer details of the situation, or I would prefer not to talk about the finer details of the situation on air like this. But we know that he is in a bit of an issue with the law, and we trust that things will be amicable solved so that it will not affect him going forward. What say you?
Don't think it was anything too serious. I don't think it will affect him in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, there are some issues, or there were some issues, hence why the law is involved. But to me, it's nothing serious, and nothing that cannot be resolved, be fixed. Nothing at all. So I think he's fine. He's going to be fine. I think it's something really, really simple, and that can be looked over as quick as possible, and he should be back on his merry ways.
Right, because I'm hearing about mediation also being taking place. So
It's nothing serious, nothing at all. And kudos to Cory while we're on the topic, because Cory would have had some issues last year. He was sorted out, went to Austria, scored some goals. He was leading the league, I think, when he played in the Red Stripe Premier League. Then he moved on to Austria, got goals there, as I said earlier, and he went to Philadelphia Union. And he got goals again. So I think he's on a good path, and the ceiling for development is huge, and he's going to become probably one of our better strikers because he has potential, loads of qualities. So this can only, a move like this as it relates to the Philadelphia move can only work to his advantage. All right.
All right. See some players that Nick David is saying that the national team needs. Tony, which is Ivan Tony, Kemar Roof, Rolando Aarons, Isaac Aiden. I don't know that Stuart guy that he's talking about. You have more on roof people, more roof errands. Errands already has a Jamaican passport. And
Mm.
from what I understand is that Aaron's has always been traveling back and forth to Jamaica. So nothing to worry about Aaron's. Roof has gotten his passport. Moore has gotten his passport. So we can strike off those three names. Tony, we're not certain what is happening with him, but we think there's a 90% chance with Tony and Redmond. Aiden is quite interested. I think paperworks are being done for Isaac. Ethan, I'm not sure if the JFF they're interested in Ethan, Dunkley and Arden. Not certain about those players. But we know about Aiden, we know about Aaron's Roof, Tony, and more. Those are the persons that I am certain about that would have shown interest, and three of those would have gotten their passport. And Aaron's already has his passport. So that would be four. And the next player would be Andre Gray. He would have been in the thick of things. So definitely, this list, not a bad list, but I'm not. Can you give us some information about Stewart, Dunkley, and Harding? That's for David. Thanks for that info. Yeah, coach. Someone is saying that how certain are you that this will not affect Corey's um future?
No, based on the nature of what took place, nothing is in it. Really light offense. Really light offense. Nothing is in it, and you will see as it goes through the process. Nothing is in it, man. Very sure.
All right.
Have good knowledge of it, of what took place. Nothing is in it.
All right. All right. So we hear it from the coach that all is well, all will end well where Corey is concerned. So David again said Pinnock says one of his goal is to play for Jamaica. His father follows me on social media and would love for him to play for us. And his cousin is Nosworthy. Yes, Nosworthy would have told him about this whole Jamaica thing. He's interested. I'm not certain if contacts have been made by the JFF, but I know that he was contacted by, of course, the hardworking diaspora who is interested in getting him to play for Jamaica. Yes, so we have to big up those persons who persons like Simon, persons like Devon, who have shown the hard work in ensuring that they watch these players, they make a database to ensure that these persons are put together in a database. They are watched to watch their projection and their trajectory to find out if they are doing well, and because of the connections, they would have been made contacts with. So big up to those persons. Yes, David. Some persons rate him. He would be a good addition, I might say. But if we get a Liam, we got a Leon Moore, and we have a Damian Lowe, we have a Mariapa, and Mariapa can play right back and defend in the center. So I mean, it's gonna be tough on his part, but we hope that whatever the coaching staff says in terms of their interest in that player, he wouldn't be a bad pick, honestly. He wouldn't be a bad pick. All right, so coach is saying that things will be good for Corey, and that is something to look into. That's good news. We hope that it stays that way. For those who don't know, he's on break in Jamaica because the MLS is on break right now. So hence he is in Jamaica. So we hope that football will start in the near future in Jamaica, the Premier League, so that some of these players that have not gotten any playing time for a long period of time, almost a year, will start playing some football to ensure that they make themselves, get themselves into shape. They impress the powers that be so that they can actually make the cut for the squad. It's gonna be interesting. Going forward, we're gonna ensure, coach, that we probably do a live watch along game and stuff like that. If there are broadcasts, or we can go to a game and show some of our viewers in the diaspora what is happening in some of those games that are
Yeah,
being
man.
played. But
Definitely.
it's gonna be tough, but because of the whole restriction of fans, but it's gonna be tough. So don't quote me on that, viewers. You were saying, coach?
No, I was agreeing to what you're saying.
All right. So any other comments in the comment section? Anything that you want to share with us? Because I think that this show is gonna be short today. We're not
Yeah,
gonna
man.
be going long today.
I'm going to be running shortly.
Yeah, man. And our expert analyst, Coach Thomas, will be leaving shortly. So um all right, I see you getting a message. All right, David, I'll soon talk to you. Let me finish up the live and we can talk after. All right, so coach, I think we're gonna go ahead and end this live for now. There's supposed to be a guest coming on tomorrow. Um, a top journalist. That journalist would have won Journalist of the Year, a female. So, if all being equal, we'll be having that individual have online tomorrow, because I believe she has a lot to share, even about this whole lockdown thing, and sports should go on and all of that. So, we're gonna have a guest on tomorrow. So, in the afternoon, I'm not certain. I'm not gonna give away the time yet. But I mean, turn your post notification on so that when the live start, you will be notified that we are on. Yes, 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 Garvin. I will message you. I will respond to the message. I do respond to messages, but as you can see, that we're on live right now. But I'm going to end the live shortly in a few minutes. Um, yes, yes, Decolard. Today is a short day. We do have some stuff to be to take care of, so we don't want to go over into hours. It's pretty early now, but I mean we have some stuff to take care of. Sorry, we won't be able to make it to the over 2 hours, but I mean that's the nature of life. We have things to take care of and things to cover. So thanks again to Coach Thomas for stopping by again on the coach's desk. He is our in-house analyst. Yes, him get the title. Coach Thomas, big up yourself. Any final words that you want to share with us before we exit, coach? Apparently the coach exit already. Shane Rodney is asking, let me see if I can answer that final question. Ravel Morris going to get a club in March. I hope so. But for now, he is basically without a club because he terminated his contract with that club, hoping that he would have gotten a club. So we're not sure what is happening with Ravel and how things will pan out for him. Not sure about that Speechy, but I know that there would be a Champions League for the region, the CONCACAF region. I know that there's going to be a Champions League for the region. Flair family in the house. Big up yourself, Flair family. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, they make some changes to the CONCACAF Champions League. It's gonna have the same format as the European Champions League. That's what is going to happen. But I'm not certain about the Caribbean Club Football Championship because, of course, Jamaica is not playing any football, but hopefully we'll start playing before this month ends, and we'll see where things go. So, like I said, we're gonna be checking out. Thanks again for showing up. All right, Flair family. People, you can go check out Flair family, the Flair family on YouTube. Yeah, man, the Flair family. Big YouTube channel there. Have a whole lot. If you, gentlemen, if you don't know how to cook, go and check out the Flair family. All right? Big up yourself. So again, thanks. Peace out. See you tomorrow again on live. We'll have a guest passing through again. And of course, if Coach Thomas is available, he will definitely be on as well. Indica music. Sorry about that, but we're going. All right? Big up yourself. I'm out.